And they have done it. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in Miami as they win it here in Super Bowl 54.
You're the best,
you guys
dog.
for taking my ring, but damn, you're good.
You guys are awesome, man. You already know, man.
Yeah.
You just keep being you. We'll see you guys back.
Hello everybody, it's Ohio Game Talks back with another video. So, this is my prediction for Super Bowl 58. We've had some good ones in the past. There's been some not so good ones, but I think we're going to get a pretty good one here, but we'll see. We got the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. This one is in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Sunday, February 11th at 6:30 p.m. kickoff. This should be a good one. I can't say that I have a huge caring for the game, but it'll definitely be a fun game to watch. This is the last football game before August, obviously, when preseason comes around. Everybody should enjoy it while they can, regardless of who you're rooting for. Even if you're a neutral fan, just enjoy the game. Spend some time with your friends, family. Eat a lot of food. I don't know what y'all's usual Super Bowl routine is. Enjoy the halftime show. But yeah, anyway, we got the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs going at it. So this is a rematch of Super Bowl 54 where the Chiefs obviously won 31-20. And that was Mahomes, Kelce, and Andy Reid's first ring. And now they're sitting on 2 rings after winning the Super Bowl last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's look at the Chiefs to start off. So they're coming off a great, impressive win over the Baltimore Ravens where they shut Lamar down and Lamar did not play well at all. And I'm not going to say Mahomes was on fire that game, but he did enough to win the game. And Kelce was an absolute beast that game. I think he was like 11 for like 13 or something on catches. He had 11 receptions. Their defense, I knew the defense was overlooked. They certainly proved it against the number 1 rushing offense. I don't know why Baltimore didn't run it more. But Kansas City, they did what they could. I'd say the Ravens they held Mahomes in check, but holding Mahomes in check isn't going to win you that many games. They had an amazing play at the goal line as well, which has been normalcy for Ravens fans the last 2 years. And the Chiefs are here for a reason. They beat up on Miami. I do think that I think if they were healthy, they would have been able to put up a better fight. And then they beat the Bills on the road, which was just an impressive victory. They gave me the vibes of the 2019 Patriots. The Patriots, like everybody counted them out. When they were like 9-5, I think they lost a game to the Steelers, and everybody was like, yeah, they're not. Kansas City's gonna win it all. And similar to the Chiefs, I think everybody counted them out after they lost to the Raiders. That was the weekend before New Year's, which was when they obviously beat the Bengals. But the Chiefs are looking good. They even in their quote unquote down year, they make it back here. I do think that the AFC is going to be a lot stronger next year. I think it was a little bit wide open this year, and I do think that Burrow being out, and even I'll throw in Watson being out, that helped. That kind of and the Ravens. You can say what you want about them in the regular season. In the playoffs, they've always seemed to have some trouble. And the Bills, they just struggle with Mahomes in the playoffs. That's they're 0-3. But yeah, the Chiefs are here for a reason. They still got the superstars on the field, regardless of who Mahomes. I know Kadarius Toney got taken off the injury report, which could be a bad thing for Kansas City because of how bad he's been this year. But Kelce is just playing like a beast, and Rashid Rice, Pacheco, yeah, and they're having some ballers on that team. And Chris Jones, obviously, who can add, he's in the picture as well. But yeah, the Chiefs, AFC champions, the 4th time in the last 5 years, and they're looking to win their 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years. And then you got to look at the 9. One thing that I think is really important is Shanahan he's got to be completely driven. He's had that collapse. He's been on both sides during massive playoff games. He's been on both sides. Obviously, blew that 28-3 lead to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, and then obviously coming back last week. I think he's highly motivated to finally get the job done because he's an amazing coach. He just hasn't been able to finish it. Just like 54, he's got an all-time great, in his way, and it's the same guy, Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a tall task for him, but I think Niners defense can definitely. They're healthy. They've lacked some health over the last few years. They're finally able to get over that hump that they were looking to get back to after losing to the Chiefs. They lost to the Rams in the NFC. They lost to the Eagles, even though Purdy was injured, which was a massive loss for them. But he played like a dog last week, and I don't want to hear anyone calling him a game manager. He's amazing. Like I said, the Niners, they're looking really good and healthy. Deebo Samuel, he was not 100% last week, but He was still able to play, and I think him getting the rest would be huge for San Francisco. So both teams, I mean, they got their motivation. Like I said, I think the Chiefs got the kind of the 2018 Patriots on their mind. Like they're like kind of have the same mindset. Like everybody counted us out, but they kind of had that last year too. Everybody counted them out, and they went all the way. I wouldn't say everybody counted them out, but that's how they treated it, obviously. And this year, I mean, I can tell you, like a lot of people have slept on them, and they just proved people wrong, man. I mean, they deserve a lot of credit, and so do the Niners. It's never easy when you lose an AFC championship. It's never easy to come back. And granted, I do think the NFC was a little weaker this year, but even the way they came back against Detroit, man, I mean, like I said, both teams deserve to be here. I feel like it is Reed against Shanahan. Yes, it's Mahomes against Purdy, however you want to look at it. It's Kelce against Kittle. It's Chris Jones with Nick Bosa. Like it's just like a lot of position matchups. I guess you can look at it however you want, depending on what's your favorite. It's just like the Chiefs have been counted out like every single game. It feels like in these playoffs. I'm not gonna say an overwhelming like amount picked Miami to beat them, but there were a few people that picked them, and then Buffalo was obviously given a great chance to beat them. 60 to 70% probably picked the Ravens just because it felt like the Lamar's healthy, the whole team is healthy, and the Chiefs went in there and they took care of business. And it feels like it's the Arrowhead Invitational. I was played in Baltimore this year, but the Chiefs were still in the game. So what boils it down to for me, guys, is just the motivation factor. I think both teams are incredibly motivated. The Chiefs, they're riding pretty high right now. Ever since that loss to the Raiders, they've been cooking. It is Purdy's first Super Bowl. Mahomes has been there before. Kelce, this could be like a ride into the sunset, if you will, because I think if he wins, he has a higher chance of retiring, just like his brother did. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to get their 4th Lombardi trophy. I'm gonna say they win 31 to 27. I think it's a great game. I think this goes back and forth just like last year. The only difference is I don't think there'll be a defensive score to get the Chiefs back in the game. I think Mahomes will just do his thing. I think Kelce will do his thing. I don't want to put it on. I don't want to say it's rigged or whatever, but I think Taylor Swift there makes the NFL want the Chiefs to win just for the advertisement and everything. I got nothing against T Swift, but I think that's how it is. But I'm not saying that'll be the reason they win. I think the motivation for the Chiefs is high, and they want to start their dynasty. Let's not overlook that. They want to win 3 out of 5. I think that makes them an official dynasty. Going there, I mean, sure is great, but there is that winning factor, and they're going to win 3 out of 5 at least if they win this one. I think they would definitely establish themselves as a dynasty. But yeah, guys, I'm going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs, and who do I got winning MVP? I got Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP. I got him going 25 or 35. I'm going to say the Niners defense holds him in check for a little bit, maybe in the first half, maybe throughout the whole game too, but I still think he's still going to get his. That's how great he is. He's going to have a boneheaded, maybe a fumble and an interception. That's kind of how I look at it. And then he has 2 touchdowns I say one of them to Kelce. I'll say another one he throws. I don't know. I'll say Kadarius Toney. Why not? I don't know. Something's going to work out in the Super Bowl. And Tony played well in the last Super Bowl. Let's not forget. But yeah, I got Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowl MVP for the 3rd time. Bosa's very driven too, because I remember he said yeah, I'm gonna make it back here and I'm gonna win. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, the Chiefs they have so much momentum coming into this game, and they're viewed as a quote unquote underdog, I guess. I'm gonna say they get the job done over the 49ers and they get their 4th Lombardi. And that'll do it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. This will be the last football video, in general, until obviously, maybe the schedule comes out. I do an early schedule prediction. But yeah, guys, that's all for this season. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'm signing off.